Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishna Rakshatuno Jagatraya Guruhu Krishnam Namasyamyaham Krishnena Varasatro Vinataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha Krishna Deva Samuthitam Jagadidam Krishnasya Dasosmiham Krishne Tisthati Sarvametadakhilam He Krishna Samrakshamam. Jai Sri Narayana, with blessings of Sri Chanajaya Swamiji. We are continuing Bhagavad Gita. We are in chapter 8. We finished sloka 8 and we're moving to sloka 9. I'll share my screen. Sloka 9. Hope you can see.
Yes, we can see it.
Please chant. Kavim Purana Manusasitaram
Kavim Purana Manusasitaram
Anoraniyam Samanusmaredyaha
Anoraniyam Manusmaredyaha
Sarvasya Dhataramachintya Rupam
Sarvasya Dhataramachintya Rupam
Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat
Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat.
Let's chant together. Kavim
Kavim
Purana
Purana
Manusasitaram
Anoraniyam
Anoraniyam Samanusmaredyaha Sarvasya Dhataramachintya
Rupam
Aditya
Varnam
Varnam
Tamasah
Tamasah
Yes, small spelling mistake there, but it's okay. So Lord Krishna is telling us how to remember Paramatma, with what attributes we need to remember Paramatma in order to reach our goal, right? So we have, there are three types of, there are 4 kinds of people who approach Paramatma. Out of that, the first 2 are basically asking for wealth and power. Okay, so that is the first category. Second category is people who are seeking Atma, who are seeking self-realization. And the third category of people are those who are seeking God Himself, who want to attain a state equivalent to Paramatma. So in the next slok, 2 slokas, Lord Krishna is telling us how to, with what attributes we need to remember Paramatma in order to, reach a state where we can experience unlimited wealth and power for a long time. Okay, so first is Yaha Anusmaret, whoever always remembers. Okay, Anusmaret, not just one time, not just sometimes. Anusmaret, whoever always remembers or meditates on these attributes. The attributes are Kavim, omniscient, all-knowing, Paramatma as all-knowing, Puranam, eternal, Anusasitaram, ruler of all beings, Anoha Aniyamsam, subtler than subtlest. What is the subtlest? Smaller than smallest. The smallest that we know of is Atma, right? So he's smaller than the smallest. Okay, so subtler than the subtlest. So he's smaller than the Atma. Sarvasya Dhataram, creator of all beings. All these are we need to know Paramatma as all these. We need to meditate on these attributes of Paramatma. Okay. Achintya Rupam, inconceivable form. We cannot even think about that form, and inconceivable. Inconceivable form that cannot be explained in words. Aditya Varnam is radiant like sun, right? I mean, whenever somebody tries to say brilliance, radiance, like that, they always compare it with sun, right? Because that is what we know of as the one of the um, best known brilliant, radiant entities out there, right? Not just small candles or lights. So, but doesn't mean that Lord Krishna, the Paramatma, is only as radiant as sun. I mean, it's just a comparison so that we know he's even more radiant, he was brilliant than sun. Tamasa parastat, beyond the matter in tamas state, the subtlest state. So there are some interpretations of tamas as ignorance. Is beyond ignorance is what is given here. But again, with Acharya's blessings, so tamasa parastat is beyond the state of tamas. So what at the beginning of the creation, right? It takes out the beings, he takes out the jivatmas and the matter and start the creation. Okay, we already went through that. And at the end of the day, Brahma's day, basically, at the end of Brahma's lifetime, all the beings and the matter goes back into Paramatma, and it is in a state called tamas. We can't recognize one entity from the other. Like today, we are able to recognize all the entities as different entities, like all the five elements and the combinations of those five elements. We are able to distinguish them, right? We are able to see them as different. Even the jivatmas, as we can say, okay, these are n number of jivatmas in the universe. But when all of them go back into that state of tamas, you can differentiate. So he's beyond that. So it's not just the mat. So it's Paramatma is beyond that state of tamas matter. He's beyond the jivatmas and the matter um, that we know of, that we can think of, right? So he has inconceivable form. We will not be able to explain in words. He's radiant like sun. I mean, so much, so brilliant, radiant. He's the creator. He's subtler than atom. He's the ruler of all beings. He's eternal. He's all-knowing. Okay. So whoever is thinking of Paramatma with these attributes that are given here, Kavim, Purana, Manusa, Sitaram, Anohaniyam, Sarvasya Dhataram, Achintya Rupam, Aditya Varnam, Tamasak Parastat. So whoever is meditating on these attributes of Paramatma, then it will continue into the next sloka. Okay, so it didn't end there. Okay, so that's sloka 9. We'll look at 10th sloka. I'll share my screen. Please stand. Prayana kale manasa chalena
प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन
भक्त्या युक्तो योगबलेन चैव
भक्त्या
भक्त्या
युक्तो
युक्तो योगबलेन
योगबलेन
चैव
भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक्
भ्रुवोर्मध्ये
भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक्
ततं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम्
सतं परं
परं
पुरुषमुपैति
पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यम्
Please chant.
प्रयाणकाले
प्रयाणकाले
मनसाचलेन
मनसाचलेन
भक्त्या
भक्त्या
युक्तो
युक्तो योगबलेन
योगबलेनैव
भ्रुवोर्मध्ये
भ्रुवोर्मध्ये
प्राणमावेश्य
प्राणमावेश्य
सम्यक्
सम्यक्
ततं
ततं
तं
परं
परं
पुरुषमुपैति
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 दिव्यम्. So Lord Krishna is continuing how we need to remember how we, Paramatma, with what attributes we need to remember Paramatma. Prayana Kale, at the time of departure, at the time of leaving the body. Achalena Manasa, with mind unwavering. Okay, Manasa, with mind. Achalena, unwavering. Bhaktya yuktaha eva, with bhakti, with devotion, united only with devotion, out of love. Okay, yoga balena chaiva, yoga balena cha, so, and with the power of yoga. Okay, strength derived from the practice of yoga. I mean, the principles that we are practicing, right? So with practice, okay, that is devotion practiced every day, right? Not just again, so just remembering Paramatma, not like that, right? You're practicing it. So it is strengthened by the practice. Okay. Bhruvoha madhye samyak pranam avesya. Having placed pranam, the prana, the vital force, samyak, completely in the middle of the eyebrows. Okay. Saha, that person, tam param divyam purusham upaiti. He achieves, or that person achieves, that state of Parama Purusha himself. Tam Param Divyam Purusham, that Upaiti attains or achieves that state of Parama Purusha himself. Who is the Parama Purusha here? Paramatma, right? Paramatma, God. So now here, so if we don't have guidance from our acharyas, if we don't have the knowledge that acharyas give to us, if we don't have that, we look at this and say, oh, okay, I'll achieve, I'll attain moksha, right? So it is not that state of moksha, because there are three categories of people. They all have different goals, right? The category of people who are seeking wealth and power are the ones who are remembering the attributes, these attributes of Paramatma, remembering Paramatma with these attributes, right? As omniscient, as a ruler of all beings, as a creator, all the as eternal, as subtler than subtlest, as radiant like sun, having a form that we cannot even think of. It's that kind of a form beyond the matter, beyond the jivas, right? Jivatmas. So, and then um, thinking like this at the time of leaving the body, okay, without with unwavering mind, like focused mind, right? Still thinking about these attributes of Paramatma at the time of leaving the body, with devotion, with the devotion that was strengthened by the practice, daily practice in our life. Okay. And then at the time of leaving the body, having placed prana in between the eyebrows, right, in the middle of the eyebrows. If you do that, then we attain a state equivalent to Paramatma in order to enjoy the wealth and power. Okay. See, Paramatma has unlimited wealth and power, right? So, I mean, just a small example. Lord Krishna, he was lifting the Govardhana mountain, Govardhanagiri, on his small little finger, right? Was he really lifting that with a little finger? Anyone?
Just with Sankalpam, right? No, he's not, right?
Yeah, it's not like, oh, drifting. Oh my God, it's so heavy. It's not like that, or not even like, okay, having I mean, some weight on his finger. That, I mean, he has so much power that, I mean, that's like you can't even consider as any weight on his even finger. It's just Sankalpam could lift that, right? He just placed it on his finger. I mean, as if it is just a. I mean, for us, if you're just lifting a small piece of paper and putting it on, or a small grass to put on finger, you don't have to spend any energy. You just have sankalpam to put it. So, I mean, just an example, right? So the wealth and power that we want to enjoy. If I am interested in enjoying the wealth and power, whatever we have seen in this world, that is like 0.0001% of. I mean, with that itself, I'm so fascinated with that. And I want to experience many millions of times this wealth and power. I approach Paramatma, and then I'm seeking wealth and power. And I'm practicing, I'm approaching Paramatma, give me that state where I'm going to experience this unlimited, unlimited wealth and power for a long time, not just like few days, few years. I want it for a long time. I want to simply enjoy, right? Okay, experience that joy. Paramatma will give to us. Not is not going to say, "Hey, I'm going to punish you for that." Okay, if I want that state where I can experience that unlimited, almost unlimited power and wealth and power, that is that is a state where Paramatma experiences it. Okay, I can seek, I can ask Paramatma for it. Got it? How do I explain this? So, uh, you see, a wealthy person, right? A really wealthy person experiencing all the wealth power, wealth, and enjoyments in this life, right? So you approach that, you want to be that person. Okay, you want to be in a state equivalent to that person. The goal is not that person. You are attracted by the enjoyments, that power that person has. So for example, I see you enjoying, a lot of now wealth and power. Oh, I also want to experience that. Okay. So I want to reach a state equivalent to you where I can experience it. My goal is not to reach your state just for, just because, okay, this person, I want to become like this person. That's not my goal. I want to experience whatever that person is experiencing. That is my main goal. In order to experience that wealth and power, I'm approaching whoever has that wealth and power. Give me that. Whoever can give me that, I'm approaching them. So here, Paramatma is the one who can bestow, who can give this unlimited for a long time wealth and power. And I'm the one who is seeking wealth and power. So I approach Paramatma, remember him with all the attributes. So Paramatma, you are the greatest. You are experiencing all these things. So with that, with those attributes, when I remember him, that's why he's talking about the form, the power. You see that ruler of all, creator of all beings. It's a power, right? Ruler of all beings, and the kind of form that they have, the billions, radiance, kind of giving us the hints of wealth, right? So all these attributes, I'm remembering him. The goal is to experience such a state. So when we after experiencing that state, then we have to come back and take birth again. So it is not the end state. Okay, we will, if let us say, I have that desire to experience the same wealth and power equivalent to Paramatma. So I reach a state after leaving this body where I will be able to experience it, provided I do all those things given there, which is almost very difficult, right? So those people who think that, oh, I can get wealth and power easily, that's it's not. So actually, if
So
you
just wanted to, the wealth and power is the wealth and power you're referring to is nothing to do with the material point of view here, right? Because
no.
I'm like confused because we'll
Give-
never associate that with Paramatma, right?
So here's the thing. So whatever we are experiencing as wealth and power is like a small, 0-watt bulb. Okay.
Again, wealth and power in the material sense.
Yeah, it is materialistic sense. We are experiencing that. So imagine the experiences that we are getting of that wealth and power here is like a maybe say 10-watt light, 10-watt bulb. Now, what we are going to get with Paramatma's blessings is like as brilliant as sun. That much light you get, right? So now can you compare even? Can't. So if I'm interested in those enjoyments that entertain that materialist, I mean the wealth and power that I have experienced here and I want to experience for a long time at a larger scale after leaving this body, I need to remember Paramatma with those attributes every day, because he said, right? And you can just think of Paramatma on the last moment when you are leaving. We will not be able to. Only if we are able to remember him every day with that goal. Like I have a goal like this. I want to experience this. Paramatma, you're the one who will give me this, right? And with devotion, I pray to Paramatma. I remember him always with these attributes. Then, if I'm able to, at the time of leaving the body, I remember Paramatma with all those attributes and keeping the prana between our eyebrows and then leave the body, then we are going to experience that unlimited wealth and power for a long time. And after that, we have to take birth again. Okay. So those who are seeking wealth and power, see, here's the thing, another thing, like if I am seeking wealth and power in this particular life, right, I'm enjoying that. I want to continue that after leaving the body. That's what these people have. And not only that, I want to experience it for a long time and at a larger scale. So that's why, and to remember Paramatma always, he's the one who is going to give me that state. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Okay, now sloka 11. So next is Kaivalyarthi. Okay. So those who are seeking self-realization, they need to remember Paramatma as this. Okay, with these attributes, this is how they need to practice. In other words, okay. Please chant. Yadaksharam Veda Vido Vadanti Visanti Yadyatayo Vitaragaha Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti Tatte Padam Sangrahena Pravakshe. Let's chant together. Yadaksharam Visanti Yadyayo Vitaraga Yadichanto Tatte Padam Sangrahena So Lord Krishna is saying, Tat Padam Sangrahena Pravakshe. Tatte Padam Sangrahena Pravakshe. I will declare that path to you briefly. Okay. So now, I mean, you can see that those two slokas going together, and now, this sloka is, is a kind of separate topic again, right? So, Tatte Padam Sangrahena Pravakshe. I will declare that path to you briefly. What path? Yat Vedavidaha Aksharam Vadanti. Which the Vedic scholars, Yat Vedavidaha Aksharam Vadanti, declare as Aksharam, imperishable, Atma. So, So the Vedic scholars declare as Atma. Yat yatayaha vitaragaha visanti, which the self-controlled yogis, yatayaha, self-controlled yogis, vitaragaha visanti, who are freed from attachments, enter. Okay? Yat icchantaha brahmacharyam charanti, which the seekers of Atma who practice the activities leading to self-realization. Here, brahmacharyam is not like celibacy, not getting married. That is not the context here. The activities that lead to Brahma, the self-realization. Brahma here is Atma, self-realization. Okay, so I will tell you the path which leads you to self-realization. That's what Lord Krishna is saying. Okay, that self-realization, who is going to enter? Who is going to achieve that self-realization? Yatayaha vitaragaha, the self-controlled yogis who are freed from attachments. Right? I mean, these things we learned in second chapter, third chapter, now in previous chapters. And then those who are, practicing the activities who that lead us to self-realization. Got it? Okay, so Lord Krishna is going to explain very briefly the mode of meditation that is adopted, that is followed by the seekers of Atma. Okay, what we need to, what is our, how do we need to think, remember Paramatma? Okay, in order to achieve self-realization. So one is Lord Krishna mentioned straight away Aksharam, right? The imperishable, immutable Atma. Okay, that is our goal. That is the goal that we have. So in order to get that goal, we need to have, we need to do the activities only to, seeking the, seeking Atma, right? Got it? So what does that mean? So we will not be focused on activities that are taking us away from Atma. That means we are not interested in doing the activities purely for the sake of materialistic pleasures. Right? So in order for us to live, in order for us to, like we have to take care of this body, fine, those activities, in order for us to, we also have to do our duties, right? Only if we are doing our duties properly, we are taking care of Atma. If we are not doing our duties, we are not taking care of Atma. So doing duties is for the sake of Atma. So we are focused only on Atma, not on materialistic pleasures, acquiring possessions, wealth, and all that. Right? Those who are free from attachment, one of the main issues that we have is which will take us away from Atma is attachment, right? Raga. So from attachment only, everything starts building up. It becomes desire, then becomes bigger problem for us. So we are free from attachments. We are doing any activity only for the sake of Atma. That means doing our duties without acquiring karmic bondage, right? So we follow the principles of Karma Yoga. So we are with those activities. We meditate. We meditate on Paramatma. I want to achieve the state of self-realization. So it is continuing. Next sloka. Shall we look at that? Okay. So how we need to meditate, right? Share the screen again. Sloka 12. Please chant. Sarvadvarani samyamya
सर्वद्वाराणि संयम्य
mano hrudi nirudhya cha
मनोहृदि निरुध्य च
mudhyadhyatmanah pranam
मूर्ध्याधाय प्राणम्
asthito yogadharanam.
आस्थितो योगधारणाम्
Let's chant together.
सर्वद्वाराणि संयम्य मनो हृदि
मनोहृदनिरुध्य च
मूर्ध्याधाय
आय
मूर्ध्याधायात्मनः
आस्थितो
आस्थितो
योगधारणम्
yogadharanam. So Lord Krishna is giving us the path, is briefly explaining the path to attain self-realization. That those who are interested in seeking Atma enter. Those who are free from attachment enter. Those who are doing any activities or any activity only for the sake of Atma enter or travel in that path. And here in this particular sloka, Lord Krishna is saying, Sarvadvarani samyamya, having controlled all doors. Sarvadvarani, having controlled all doors of our body. That is senses of the body. Right? All the, everything is entering our body through the senses. Right? What we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we eat, what we touch, everything is entering through the senses.
Senses.
Controlling those senses, having controlled the senses. Okay. Manahrudi nirudhyacha, and having locked the mind in Paramatma. Hrudi in heart. So Paramatma who is residing in our heart. Modhni adhaya atmanah pranam. Fixing the prana, vital energy, in the head. Okay. So Balaji garu, you may be able to explain this well. So the Sushumna Nadi nerve that connects the Sahasrara chakra. That is where fixing the vital force. In the previous case, fixing the prana between the eyebrows, right? Here, fixing the prana where Sushumna Nadi connects to the Sahasrara chakra. So that is in the head. So that's where we need to focus our prana while leaving the body. Firmly established in yoga practice and meditating on Paramatma who is residing in the body, who is residing in our heart.
Yeah, absolutely, Andy. So actually, one thing that that would be helpful to know is prana is controlled by mind. Wherever the mind goes, prana travels with that. So therefore, we have to create an inner gauge between the eyebrows. It's not that, you cannot look up all the time between the eyebrows. That will strain the eyes. Even if you are close, for example, if I look at my hand and close the eye, still I have the image in my mind, inner gauge.
Right.
You develop an inner gauge between the eyebrows, and if thoughts are coming, you just initially if thoughts are coming, just let them come and go. Don't nurture on them. Don't apply logic. Then gradually that will develop concentration. Yes.
That's great, Andy. Yeah, thank you, Andy. Yeah, so while doing again the sloka, I mean, Lord Krishna did not finish. It will continue in the next sloka. Lord Krishna is continuing, sloka 13. So what we learn here is basically restrain our senses, right? That's most important, and fix the mind on what? On Paramatma, who is residing in us. Okay. And then fixing our prana on the prana in the head, in the where the Sushumna Nadi meets Sahasrara Chakra, and firmly established in our Vedic practices. Okay. Astitaha Yoga Dharanam, established in steady yoga practices. And continues, Lord Krishna continues. We'll look at the next sloka, 13. Please chant. Omityekaksharam Brahma
Omityekaksharam Brahma
Vyaharan Mamanusmaran
Vyaharan Mamanusmaran
Yah Prayatityajan Deham
Yah Prayati Tyajandeham
Payati Paramam Gatim.
Sayati Paramam Gatim.
Please stand.
Omityekaksharam Brahma Vyaharan Mamanusmaran Yah Prayati Tyajandeham Sayati Paramam Gatim.
I'm thinking
So
Balaji Garu, on a lighter, I'm sorry if I'm sounding little funny. Balaji Garu, we need you, sir, at least at my deathbed. I don't know I'll be able to do that. You will say, Usha Garu,
No.
please go. Bring your prana and put your. So I'll tell my family, hey, please call Balaji Garu. Otherwise.
No, we are all trying.
Got to attend his yoga classes. That'll be sufficient, I guess.
I know
Acharya.
we'll be doing, but I don't know whether I'll reach that Shakti to bring my prana at the time of death.
No, with Acharya's blessing is there, we will be able to do it.
Sorry, I'm sounding it funny, but I was thinking this, seriously when you were explaining.
No, we are. No, Ushagar, is so devoted.
Ayyo, ledane.
And so we are all actually practicing every day morning from 5 to 7:30 yoga practice. Especially 6:40 to 7:10 we practice pranayam. Even if you can't join at 5, if you have time, please join.
that's wonderful. Yeah. That's great. Yes. So Lord Krishna is saying, continuing, those who want to enter the path of self-realization, or those who want to achieve self-realization, what they need to do. Om iti eka aksharam brahma vyaharan. Chanting the one-syllabled Om in this manner, Om, which denotes Brahma. Ma Manusmaran constantly remembers me. Again, that's not going anywhere. Constantly remembers me is always there. Yah prayati tyajandeham, who departs after abandoning the body, after leaving the body. Saha yati paramam gatim. That person attains supreme state. Paramam gatim is supreme state of self-realization. Okay. So I'm going to tell you like 3 slokas, right? I'm going to tell you the path to reach self-realization. Okay. Who are the type of people who get self-realization? What do they need to do to reach that state of self-realization? In this particular sloka, Lord Krishna is saying, we need to chant Om. Okay, chant Om and constantly remember Paramatma. Okay, and the goal is self-realization. That's it. Got it? So we are not thinking of Paramatma's other attributes, right? Other attributes of creator, ruler, and brilliance, radiance, size, form, and all those things are not there when we are thinking of attaining self-realization. Okay. So again, just a quick recap. Restrain the senses from going outwards. Right? Going outwards means running after the sensory objects. Okay. That's what typically happens. The senses are run, if we don't control the senses, the natural tendency for senses is to run after sensory objects. That's how they are built, right? That's the default behavior. Those who are familiar with software. So senses run after the sensory objects, but we need to know that and say, that is not my goal. My goal is not to experience the sensory objects. Okay. Running after the sensory objects will take me away from attaining self-realization. So we need to restrain the senses. Okay. With the mind. So mind is the one that will now take control over the senses. And then direct our thoughts towards Paramatma with unconditional love. Okay. Not out of fear. Something that, okay, if I don't do this, I'll be punished. That is a kind of thinking that people have, or people will create that so that it will motivate people and they don't want to be punished. So some people get motivated by that. But that's if it is helping in motivation, that's fine. But reality, it's not. It's not like if you pray to Paramatma, then he'll give you something, and then if you don't pray, then he'll punish you. right? But the reason why we pray to him, we are showing our devotion is out of love, not out of fear. Okay. Then focus all our attention on Paramatma, who is within us, who is residing in us. So focus on Atma and Paramatma, who is supporting the Atma, who is inside the Atma. Keep chanting Om. Thinking of, I mean, again, Paramatma, who is seated in our heart, right? So we can assume, I mean, here, if it is difficult for us to, think of Paramatma with no form, right? We may have difficulty. So think of a form which will make us focus our mind on Paramatma without going outwards. Fix the prana in the nerve center, head nerve center. Okay. And seek Atma. So for this person who is seeking Atma, when Atma departs the body, while meditating on Paramatma, it reaches a state of self-realization. It reaches a state of pure Atma, from where there is no birth again. In the case of those who are seeking wealth and power, they will experience wealth and power, but they will have to come back, take birth again. It is not their end state. But for these who are seeking self-realization, seeking pure state of Atma, it is the end state. Okay, so they don't have to take birth again. They will be able to experience the attributes of Atma, pure Atma. Pure Atma is equivalent to Paramatma, right? So those attributes they will be able to experience. They don't become Paramatma. Again, unfortunately, some of the people have this thinking that, oh, we'll become God. No, but you're able to experience the pure state of Atma, which is equivalent to Paramatma. Okay. Any questions on that?
I'm sorry. I know you must have explained this. So what is that small factor that is making us different from Paramatma and saying equivalent? I know he's omnipresent, everything. I know it cannot be like that, but even in the pure form, right? We are still saying it's equivalent. We are not saying one is him.
We are servants and he is the master.
That's the only difference.
I mean, just
Okay.
so even though I become equivalent in the state, equivalent in state, but I don't become master. I'm serving Paramatma.
Okay.
I'm dependent on Paramatma. Right? So I don't start creation, supporting, destroying, dissolution, all this stuff that Paramatma does, right?
Mm.
Those who attain moksha, they don't start doing those things, creating their own worlds on their own wish. Can they do it? With Paramatma's blessings, they will be able to. However, they don't. Their interest is only in serving Paramatma. In whatever way Paramatma wishes. Right? Not, again, the ego won't be there. I mean, I keep thinking, right? I mean, why does it take so much effort for us to reach that state?
Mm.
Imagine if somebody who has ego, hatred, all these kind of attributes, they go to Parapada, and then from there is no way out, let us say, right? Paramapada is the final state.
Yeah.
Imagine how people will be fighting there,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Isn't it?
Like Amagola movie, right? Amagola movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if everybody thinks I'm the master,
Mm.
how it'll, what kind of mess it will be? And imagine as equal, as powerful as Paramatma himself. Then even more trouble, right? If let us say, all these people, imagine that people, let us say, they're all equally powerful. They have all these egos and um, desires and hatred and all that, and they want to do their own way. This is what we see even when people are doing dharmic activities, they still carry these kind of things. And then in those organizations also there are fights. Anyway, so imagine all
Professor,
this. Yeah,
sorry, if I
sure.
understand it correct, see, one of the differences in explanations is, Visishtadvaita does not agree or accept that consciousness is equal to Paramatma. Right,
Equivalent, not same. Equivalent.
not
Like you are distinct. I mean, it's not like
yeah,
once you reach the state of moksha, it's not that you will lose your identity and merge with Paramatma. No, we continue to be there.
So when we
But
say
we
the word
are.
consciousness, for example, I'm experiencing, or let's say I am the consciousness, that's where the confusion is coming. Then people interpret it as I am the Paramatma.
No.
That's the confusion.
So in consciousness is another term given for the Jivatma, right?
Yeah,
I am
exactly.
I am Jivatma. Now somebody may say, oh, that consciousness or Atma or Jivatma is Paramatma, if somebody says that. Then if I am Paramatma, right? And everyone is Paramatma, there are multiple Paramatmas, right? Got it?
Got it.
So if I am Paramatma, I am carrying all the karmic bondage. Is Paramatma carrying karmic bondage? So some of these, of course, there may be explanations for that also.
Yoga Sutras,
sorry.
Yoga Sutras 100% agrees with Visishtadvaita.
Very good.
What Yoga Sutra says is, there are many Jivatmas, and when liberation occurs, that liberation occurs for that particular Jivatma, and for rest of the Jivatmas, the Prakriti continues. That's the essence of Yoga Sutras, which 100%
Very
matches
good.
with
Yeah.
Visishtadvaita.
Yes. So basically, Jivatma is different from the Prakriti, right? So body is made of Prakriti. Jivatma is the one that is possessing, acquiring the body. Now, Jivatma by itself don't have the qualities of Prakriti, the Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Those are the qualities of Prakriti that are acquired, by the body, because body is made up of Prakriti. So we show those qualities. Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Combination of them. Now, we think that is us, right? But it's not. It is the Atma. We are Atma, body is different. Now, Atma is carrying the karmic bondage and the vasanas with it. So we have tendencies that get activated when we are within this body. So each person has their own tendencies which are activated. Some people show sattvic more than rajasic, more than, I mean, like that, right? So when we recognize that I am Atma, and whatever these qualities that I'm showing are not my qualities, and Atma is carrying karmic bondage, that's why I took this body. And only when the karmic bondage is released, I will be able to, I will be pure without karmic bondage. Then I don't have to take birth again. That is the state of self-realization. Now, do I want self-realization and just be like, myself? Or do I want to serve Paramatma? Do I want to be with Paramatma? Okay. While experiencing, self-realization with no karmic bondage again. It's not those who are in self-realization are different from those who are reaching that state of Paramatma, equivalent Paramatma in Paramapada, right? One is just staying by themselves, like again, without going into all the details, like one goes to a state or place where they are simply experiencing themselves. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. They don't take birth again. They're just enjoying their self. Now, in other case where we are reaching a state of liberation, Paramatma, right? In Paramapada, there we are serving Paramatma. Okay. And that is the higher state of ananda, the happiness. So self-realization state is, let us say you get, 0 to 10, you are 8 in getting that happiness, the experiencing the happiness, because we don't have all these problems with that come with the body, don't have limitations of the body. So let's say 8, and then we will Parapada is 10, because it's a higher state of happiness. So those again, we only completed self-realization slokas. The next comes God realization. So what we need to think of, how do we need to remember Paramatma in order to achieve God realization, right? I mean, before going into those slokas, which one do you think is more easy? Go ahead.
And you
State of,
mean that 12th and 13th, and that's what you're asking?
no, the 14th onwards. So 12, 13 is Kaivalyadhis, the state of self-realization. Those who want to attain the state of self-realization, how do they need to remember? Like they have to chant Om and remember Paramatma in the heart, focusing mind in the head, right? Center of the head, and leave from there. So of course, they have to practice all the yogic principles and all that before that. So if there's one is seeking wealth and attaining that state of experiencing the wealth for a long time and then coming back. That is one state. The second is self-realization. Third is God realization. Now, which one is easy for us?
I mean, I can answer it, but I couldn't.
Please go ahead.
Because I had a summary. I mean, I couldn't hold off. That's why I read the next sloka summary as well. Usually, God's realization, right? That's what is easiest thing from the previous themes, right? That will be the easiest thing. But I read the summary and from last time, so that's why I kind of know the answer.
That is a safer and easier path.
Usually, God's, yeah, I think.
Yeah, it doesn't cause a lot of conflict in mind. Whereas other paths, there is a lot of mental struggle you go through for a long time before you get to a certain stage.
Yes.
Somebody
God
came-
realization is the easy thing, which is the best state that we can think of. So unfortunately, we think, oh, this wealth, experiencing wealth is easy, right? That's what we think, but it's not really. It's hard to get wealth compared to Paramatma himself.
Yeah. A lot more.
So we shouldn't be thinking of the other things. We should be thinking of God realization only. Because other things we have difficulty getting there.
Yes.
We may not get there, and they are also, I mean, wealth and power is not even permanent. So we have to take birth again and different bodies again, and then go through the troubles again. Self-realization, yeah, we will be happy by ourselves, but again, that's not 100% happiness. So that is difficult to get. I mean, imagine to get an F grade is more difficult. To get an A grade is easy. Which one do you want?
Of course, A grade. A double plus you can get easily.
But we think F is great and then A is not good.
That's what.
So we run after the things which are difficult for us. So I mean, we're 6 minutes over. One quick thing is, if I want to attain something like wealth or power, for example, I need to be in a state where I can experience it. Okay. If let us say I want to experience a lot of wealth in a company, and I'm saying, okay, make me a director. Okay, give me this salary. Make me. I want to enjoy the wealth and power as a director. Now I need to be in a state to experience. I mean, to perform those, right? But if I say I just want to be serve you CEO in whatever state you want, I don't need any qualification. And just whatever CEO wants, I will do. And I'll be with CEO, so I'll be having all kinds of power, wealth, everything that is associated comes automatically. I'm just trying to see. I mean, it is very difficult to get to a state of experiencing wealth and power. The next difficulty is self-realization. It's in fact easy to get the God realization, but our mind does not accept it, unfortunately. Okay. Thank you, Andy. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for joining. We'll conclude with the concluding prayer. Kayena vacha mansendriya va buddhya
sakalam parasmai narayanaayati samarpayami.
Srimanarayana
samarpayami.
Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Asmabhyo Namaha.
Jai Shri.
Jai Srimanarayana. Jai Srimanarayana.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Jai Shrimanarayana, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Jai Srimanarayana.
Jai
Jai Shri Manarayana sir, thank you.